Welcome. Listen, it's so exciting. If you're coming back, thank you. But if this is your first time, buckle up. Listen, traveling, wow, it's probably the greatest education that we can ever gain. Traveling, seeing the world. So I'm on vacation and I'm walking in the gym. And as soon as I walk in the gym, I notice that these young men are in the gym and they kind of spot me immediately. So I see that their workout is over, but they're really not working out, right? They're just there just to see if they can get a minute, right, to get my attention or stay there. So I come back in the gym and the kid says to me, "Hey, Mr. Lewis, can I take a picture?" And I did this politely. I said, "Not right now, son." I said, "I'm at work." And I said, "You should be at work if you're in the gym." And I think this brings me to my total thought about what today is about. And that's why I want to bring Coach in. But before I bring Coach in, I want you to think about this, right? What the world has done to us. We will meet somebody that we're like so excited to see. And we will want a picture for social media instead of a conversation that could change your life forever. Some people heard on the beach and do it for the gram, do it for the gram. And I'm listening to this on how we have now traded in relationships just so we can be popular on social media. And this is why we're going to dive into championship mentality. Coach, get in here, because traveling is the greatest experience. It's the greatest teacher of all time. And because of the things and the story that I just shared, Coach, today I just want to speak about the importance of social wellness. How important is social wellness, Coach?
Social wellness is very important. We understand that social wellness is basically how you interacting with others, how you building relationships with those people. And is it healthy or is it not? We know it's important. They've done studies on it that show that when you're around a certain group of people and you got purpose and they bring you life and joy, your life expectancy is even expected to be longer. So social wellness is a very important element. And I believe that even the environment that we're in, it plays a very important role in that as well. But Ray, when you talk about social wellness, man, because it really could be such a vague topic, what helped me understand is the opposite, social illness. And so what are those things? You know how we always be like, okay, look at your text, your last 10 people, do they multiply? Do they add to your life, or do they divide, or do they subtract for your life?
Yeah.
It's the same with social illness and social wellness. If I'm not feeling great about my relationships that are in my circle, the people that I'm social with, are they making me sick, depressed? After I talk to them, am I gossiping? Is my energy gone? My social wellness, my circle. When I talk to these people, how do I feel when I hang up the phone with them? The opposite, social wellness, what you're talking about today. When I talk to somebody, wow, do they bring light? Do they motivate me? Do they inspire me? After I talk to them, do I feel like working out now? You know, and so when we talk about social wellness, I think we should take a step back and analyze, wow, this is social wellness, this is social illness, and define those people in those groups that fit each category and adjust from there.
Bro, this is why this is such a freaking awesome conversation, right? Because balancing time with friends and family alongside our working life. Listen to this. It is a skill we must master, right? Like being ourselves, meaning we will create authentic connections if you're being yourself, right? One of the disconnects when you talk about social wellness, right? Like sometimes being right is not as important as maintaining the relationship. Think about that, right? Sometimes, Denzel, Denzel Washington said a quote. I'll never forget it. He said, when people comment, they don't comment to be right. They comment to be first, right? When all of these things come out, right? Social wellness. I'll give you another example, right? Beyond the Edge, right? The show that I just done in Panama, and being out there and a bunch of those people I had never met a day in my life, right? But understanding that we had to find a way to communicate. We had to find a way to get along with each other. We had to find a way to accept each other's differences, right? And still get along, to find something to eat, to find something to drink, to find a way to sleep better. All of these different components, bro, of building relationships. Building relationships are long-term investments, coach. And that's why, if you go all the way back, when me and you started this, bro, we had 20 years plus. We had 20 years plus in an investment. So if you was going to invest in a stock and you check that stock every day, you see that stock going up and down, up and down. But when you invest in brothers like yourself, that stock of what we invested in has never stopped climbing. Imagine that investment when you have that type of brotherhood or friendship.
And again, Ray, man, such a good point, man. But I want to talk about that Beyond the Edge. It's amazing. I'm going to wait to share some insight until all the episodes go away. But man, when you called me, when you came from that show, you said something that really hit home, because we've been grinding, like you said, for over 20 years. And you said, bro, this is the hardest thing I ever went through in my life. Now, first thing I thought, hold on, wait a minute now. We done had some of the roughest days ever. Like, there's nothing that could handle what some of the things we went through. But now, after watching some of the episodes, man, I believe you and I understand. And like you said about the relationships, the environment that y'all in, danger, hunger, thirst, all the pain, everybody in pain. Yeah. Social wellness is so important that you could take that same crew of people and change it with your social illness crew, and you'll be ringing the bell. You'll be ringing the bell to go home.
And you, coach, and you'll be ringing, oh my goodness. Listen, social wellness, social illness go hand in hand, right? One of the things that I'm telling you, why we have to today, someone has to understand this, right? Because what we went through in the jungle, let me breathe, boy, because I'm telling you, there was some tough nights, right? But I never forget how close me and Coach Singletary became in a moment of being scared, being poured on through rain, knowing that nobody's coming to save you. But our relationship grew stronger in a jungle than it ever did for the 2 years that he was coaching me. Wow. How crazy, right? Like, how crazy is that? Like, we now understood each other from a totally different perspective, because what the world keep telling us to do, the world keep telling us is go to work, come home. But that's the biggest disconnection ever. God created us as human beings. We were created to build long-term friendships and relationships while on earth. That's why we were created from day one.
Hey, right? Man, even the good book said, he looked at it and said, it is not good for this man to be alone. It's beyond a man and a woman, just us as human beings. You know, it's natural for us to thrive with relationships, but in a day of a world of a pandemic, in the day of this world of wars and even rumors of more wars, it's important that you grab a hold of your social relationships, your relationships, period. And it may be an evaluation point, like I said in the beginning. Okay, how do I feel, even with the social media? Look at your first 20 feeds or whatever. How do I feel after watching these? Do I feel inspired? Wow, you know, what they said really resonated with me today. I really want to grow closer with my family. You know, I really want to work out. Or are your feeds like, oh my God, they posting fights again? Oh, wow,
Right?
that's a lot of cursing going on in those raps. So, and so then again, we get a chance to choose. You know,
Yeah,
that's the power of choice. I'm just trying to
yeah.
tell our team the journey of championship mentality has got to be a separation.
It's got to be a separation. You got to be doing the opposite.
Yeah, it's got to
Right?
be a point of you taking assessment. If I'm not feeling good, if I'm not socially invigorated, and don't misunderstand this, because I thought I had to have a lot of people in order to have social wellness fulfillment. You might just have 2 or 3 people. You might just have a very small circle, but that small circle bring you joy, peace, encouragement, maybe just a listening ear. Like, you know what? I can call this brother right here, and he ain't gonna even talk much, man, but he gonna listen to what I'm going through, and I'm gonna listen to what he going through. And again, checking the other side. Wow, every time we talk, this person focusing on negativity. Every time we talk, they telling me about what's going on in the news. I can't help but see it, but that's what we talking about. Every time we talk, I'm drained. I don't even feel like going to hit that gym. Every time we talk, they focus on what we didn't do as opposed to what we're grateful for. And so, once again, team, as we continue this journey of championship mentality, it's always moments of inflection and moments of reflection that you have to stop. And even if you're at a good point in your journey and accomplishing your vision, to say, wait a minute, my social circle, are we still cool? Is my circle bringing me encouragement, wisdom, and knowledge? Are they telling me about stuff I haven't read about, stuff I haven't researched? And it's a two-way street. You can't be the one that's always receiving and not giving. And so it's a good, and it's so important for us to have that, right?
Coach, let me tell you something. First of all, I didn't want to keep you long today. You know, I'm still finishing off the back end of vacate. But I tell you what, I'm learning every day that all of these things that's put in front of us are taken away from the true duty of what we're supposed to be doing as human beings. We are supposed to learn each other, love each other, encourage each other, pick each other up when we fall down. And now we're doing the opposite. We're on social media. We're breaking down each other. We're gossiping about each other. We're judging about another person's life and another person. And everybody's commenting. Everybody commenting, but ain't nobody praying.
Oh boy!
Everybody got a tweet. Everybody got something to say, but ain't nobody going to the Father to ask him to deliver the right solutions.
Hey, I was telling somebody the other day, Ray, I said, our problems, our personal problems, what we go through as individuals, every human being on earth, our personal problems can make us tired. But tending to other people's problems can make you exhausted. And that's a big difference, man. And so, man, it's so important what you're saying, man, to just stay focused, man. Distracted people distract people. Hurt people hurt people. We just not at that time in our lives in this championship mentality journey where we have the ability to waste time. And so understand what's going on in the world, but don't be absorbed by it, man. Check your social wellness, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, all that, and the well-being, because you can have $1 billion in the bank. And if your social part has got social illness,
oh my God,
then you're not healthy.
Man, this is how I know me and you be on the same page. My next thought was, God will not ask how many hours you worked or how much money you made, but he will ask, who did you connect with while on earth? Man, we got to get back to the friendships. We got to get back to where you can trust a brother to a point, right? That's why the good book says iron sharpens iron. The only way iron can sharpen iron is I don't judge you. I don't tweet about you. This social wellness is we have to get back to communicating with each other all over again. Brother, let me tell you something. And this is not on the funny side, but it's always a funny story. Our way that we communicate forever has changed my perspective in life. Why? Because you said it earlier. It's only a handful of people that I communicate or get my information or share my information with, period. I can count them on one hand. But what I've learned the most is the people that follow me. I may be the only God that they will ever see. So when you talk about connecting the dots of social wellness, we have to get back to what it means. Take more hours away from focusing on work and I got to get this done and I got to get that done, and find somebody that brings you joy, peace, happiness, protection, that surrounds you with encouragement. And the moment that you see their phone number come up or the moment that you see their text, you know you're in a good place because you connected to people like that. That's true. That's true social wellness, bro. To where you are connected to it. Like, bro, we are so disconnected from who we are as people. We got to get back to the connections of people. The reason why I'm so jittery and so excited and really just so amazing, once again, is because I got brothers that I invested in 20 plus years ago. And my investment has never, watch this. Now I want you to think about this, that since our relationship, our investment has never took a dip. That does not mean we have not been through tough times.
Oh yeah, workouts where we don't even talk to each other.
We don't even talk to each other, T.
Oh, true story.
True story. Which is what I was trying to explain to the kid in the gym. I walk in the gym sometimes and I don't even like myself. Like I'm that dialed in to I'm in here to work. Like I never forget, me and you used to come in the gym and we used to look at each other and not say a word, but music will connect us. That's why we started taking songs away from us that started cursing and talking about all this crazy stuff. Even songs we liked. We love certain songs. But once they start to take our spirit and separate our spirit, man, let me tell you something. I was reading my word this morning, and I don't even know if we really understand the power of the Holy Spirit. But that's a whole nother conversation. We'll come back to that one another day. The social wellness piece and the relationships that we have to get back to is the most important thing that God is asking us to get back to, Coach. I'm telling you, brother. So look, man. Yeah, bro. It is, man.
I appreciate you bringing up that topic today. Because again, there's somebody out there that's with a pure heart, got good intentions, but it's the social illness circle that's causing them not to thrive. And I just enjoy the conversations, man. I enjoy the journey that we've been on, man. And it's really been edifying on both sides. But again, man, we're bringing something to the table. So a tip to someone that's out there as you move forward, first of all, take care of yourself while you're taking care of others. Okay?
Yes.
Take care of yourself first, okay? Because you don't want to be a liability when it comes to connections. Okay?
Yeah.
And just keep analyzing that circle, man, and make connections with people where you're going with pure hearts, which is tough. And again, don't fall in the category like I did by thinking I had to have a lot of people to be considered, social well or popular with the social. It's quite opposite these days. And so protect your mind, protect your spirit, put the phones down, be present with your family, be present with the ones you're with, and enjoy the moments, man. Don't live for the camera, although it's good to take some pictures, capture the memory, but don't live for the camera.
Don't live for the camera.
It's a totally different level.
Yeah. Yeah, start living for the gram. The gram can't get you in heaven. No. Only friendships and relationships can. Coach, I love you, brother. Appreciate you,
love for life, King.
Boy, this investment we invested in, I tell you, I ain't never trading this stock for nothing.
Hey, man, it's rare. If you get one or two of them in your lifetime, you're a blessed person.
You're a blessed person. Hey, brother, I love you, man. Be good.
One love.
All right, brother. It's really interesting when you actually start to think about what the true goal in life is. I'm going to use the example of someone very wealthy, one of the trailblazers of this world, Steve Jobs. But Steve Jobs wrote a letter while on his deathbed. And basically, Steve Jobs died with a broken spirit. He died realizing that he never truly lived life the way God planned it to be. If you get a chance, pull up Steve Jobs' dying declaration, to where he simply says, I'm on my deathbed and now I realize that I never lived, because he never invested into his family. He never invested into his friends. He invested into his business, and he invested into his companies and all of the things that made him who Steve Jobs was to everybody else. But to the people that loved and cared for him, he wasn't available. Think about this. The world is man's system. God's promise is our purpose. God says, love thy neighbor as thyself. Jesus made time for those in need. Jesus consistently made time for people around him. But let me give you something this week that I want you to hold on to. Love makes time for everybody. Mm. We keep getting away from that. All the stuff that's going on in the world, and trust me, I ain't got time to gossip about it, because I'm too far down the road with chasing my relationship and chasing my purpose. And this week, I challenge somebody to chase your relationship, chase the purpose, and realize that the only way you get there is through love, because love makes times for others. The question for you this week is, who needs you to make time for them today? Who have you neglected because work and social media has kept you so engaged that you couldn't pick up a phone call just to simply say, I love you, mama. I love you, brother. I love you, sister. I know you're going through something, but I just wanted to pass a little bit of love. Social wellness, social illness. Our true capital is found in this. This week, I want you to reach out to 3 people who you know needs to hear from you, who you ain't spoken to in a while. And when you call them, don't try to correct nothing. Just simply say, I just called to say, I love you. God bless you. Have an amazing week, and we'll see you next week.